Hello everybody, happy Thanksgiving. Jeremy Krieger here with you, and our friends from LoCo Cookers have asked me to jump in and get some going LoCo this weekend. We're going to cook a deep fried turkey, and we are going to get you through the entire process from the brine to the injection to the actual cooking the turkey. So stick with us, we're going to have a lot of fun. Fans, step one of brining and wet brining a turkey is to get all these ingredients together. What we're going to do to brine the turkey, and why we want to brine the turkey, is just to inject much more flavor deep within the meat of the turkey. We want it to not dry out on the inside as we're frying it, but we also want to inject some flavor. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a wet brine. And I have to thank my friend Josh from Smoking Brothers in Missouri for this brine recipe. It's one of my favorite recipes ever. I like it a whole lot better than commercial brines, and I think it does a whole lot of flavor add for you. But we're going to concentrate this brine with some citrus, with some veggies, which we'll show you, and some brown sugar, some peppercorns, and some salt. So the first thing we want to do here is I have 1 cup of kosher salt, and we're going to add that to this pot. To that, I have 2 cups, or 1 box, 16 ounces of dark brown sugar. And I like dark brown because it really adds color to that burger. So we're going to add it in here really fast. And if you hear noises in the background, that is my beautiful daughter Cecilia eating turkey cookies and playing at the table while we're doing this here tonight. So last thing I'm going to do here is add 1 tablespoon of whole black peppercorns to this mixture here. And then we're going to let it come to a boil. Grab my whisk here. Let this come to a nice boil. And then once it does, we're going to cut it off. So stay tuned for next steps. Okay, well, while our sugar and our salt and our pepper are coming to a boil behind us on the stove, it'll give us a minute to talk about what else we're going to use here. So here's what I have. I have 2 lemons, 2 oranges, 1 Granny Smith apple, 3 jalapeños, 2 1/2 carrots, and 2 1/2 stalks of celery. So what we're going to do is we'll cut all of this up into small pieces, which we'll then add to our boiling brine here in a minute. And that will allow all of these vegetables to give up their flavor and steep on the stove. So next steps, we'll cut all of this up and add it to the mixture. Okay, so next step, our 2 quarts of water, our salt, and our brown sugar have come to a boil, and I've cut them off. And in the meantime, we went ahead and broke down all of these vegetables that are going to go into our brine. So as we said before, we have celery, we have onion, we have oranges, we have lemons, we have apples, carrots, and jalapeños. So we're just going to go ahead one by one and add all of these to our big pot. Citrus. Here's our apple. Now for our carrot. And then our jalapeno. To that, we're going to bring our aromatic herbs in now. We have 1 sprig of sage, 1 sprig of thyme, and a sprig and a half of rosemary. We're going to take some minced garlic, 1 tablespoon, heaping, add that to the mixture, and then 3 bay leaves-ish. So I'm going to take all this now, just give it a good whisk. So what's going to happen now is these vegetables, these aromatic herbs are going to steep for the next hour. So we're going to set the timer for 60 minutes. And we're not going to do anything. We're just going to let these steep and release all that great flavor into our pot and enjoy the smells in your house. All right, we'll be back in an hour. Okay, so it's been an hour, maybe just a little bit more, and all of our vegetables and our aromatic herbs have been steeping in this beautiful brine here. Give you a shot of it here, you can see. Take the lid off. I wish you could smell this. It's absolutely aromatic and beautiful. All of those veggies and herbs are doing a great job of steeping, and this is gonna inject tons and tons of flavor into our turkey. So we're gonna take our concentrate, which is what we got here, that we just pulled off. You can see it's been sitting for just over an hour. And then in the sink here, I have a 22-quart food grade brine bucket. And I'm just gonna pour everything from the pot right into that bucket. And a little bit of cold water mixed in there to start. Then we pour our veggies in as well. So you can see this vessel, and over here is our turkey. We have a just shy of 14-pound bird here, and we're going to simply pick it up and bring it over here and put it into a brine. As you can see, it's fully covered. And we'll leave it in here, put it in the refrigerator, and it will sit for about 16 to 24 hours, depending on how much time you have. You could do it as little as 12, but the longer it sits, the more flavor it's going to inject into that turkey. So we'll get this in the fridge overnight and be back tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Hey everyone, welcome back. Before we get started today, day number 2, let's just go ahead and walk through the steps that we've done so far. First, we brined our turkey overnight, so for about, it's been about 16 hours in the brine we made yesterday, and we took it out of the brine, washed it thoroughly, got all the salt and all of the brine solution off of the turkey, and then we patted it dry with some paper towels. And now the next step is to inject just a little more flavor into that turkey, mostly in the breast and the legs, and just also keep it as a barrier from continuing to dry it out on the inside as it fries. So we just want to inject as much moisture as we can. So this is simply equal parts Italian dressing that's been strained, so you don't have any of the herbs or any of the solids in it. It's just liquid from Italian dressing, equal parts, about a cup and a half of Italian dressing as well as a cup and a half of Chardonnay, white wine. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our needle here, just get some solution. And we're just going to go into the breast in several spots here. Just injecting as much flavor into that bird as we can before we go through with the fry here. So just about 6 spots on the breast. And it's okay if it comes back out at you. And go here into the legs a little bit. As you can see, you know you're doing it right when you get that bubble underneath the skin. It's all that flavor going to come in there. Continue to inject into the bird there. So that's what we got. So that is the injection step. Next step will be to rub it up and get it ready to fry. Stay tuned. Okay friends, we're getting close. The moment of truth is close at hand. But before we get there, let's review our steps. First, we brined it overnight for about 16 hours. And then we've injected it with a injection of Italian dressing and Chardonnay. Now the last step before we rub it up is to just make sure we have a binder on there that's going to let it stick. And we're going to use just some salted butter. Not a lot, you don't have to get crazy with it. You just want it to shine up just enough where when you put your rub on, it's going to stick in all the spots that you need it to. And that's primarily this side, of course, and the breast and the legs. Not a lot going on the back side, but we'll put just whatever will stick on there and make sure you get the legs up here. Get it all around so that when it comes time to rub it up, that rub will have something to stick to. So that's why we do this particular step. And you could use other stuff. I don't recommend using olive oil, but you could use some duck fat spray. You could use mustard. Lots of folks have different things that they like to use sprayer for me has kind of always been where it's at. So, and it also will just help get you a little more texture in the skin. So this is a good starting point. So let's take our rub. Today I'm using Taylor's here locally has a Cajun rub that I like. So I'm going to put it on this bird. You don't have to get crazy. Just a little bit will do you. Just enough to, because if you overdo it, then when you push this bird into the oil, you're going to have a whole lot that doesn't stick that's floating around in your oil. That's kind of unsightly. Don't want to do all that. So, like you say, just get it on here as best you can. Have enough in the breasts and the legs. Alright, so that's kind of what we're doing. Stay tuned. We'll get ready to drop this bird. Alright everybody, go time. Thermometer is reading 350 on the LoCo cooker here. Go ahead and get everything shut down, get the flame extinguished, get it turned off. Safety first. Never ever want to dunk a bird while it's running and there's a live flame. So got everything off, got a fire extinguisher here close in case things get crazy, but I don't suspect any issues. We'll get this turned off, get that turkey in, and we'll be right back. Alright, gloved up. Lid's coming off. We're reading just about 360 right now, and as you can see, that oil is good, good and hot. I'm going to go ahead and just over here, set our lid right here just for a little bit. Slow and steady. Never want to force it. Slowly, slowly. Start bubbling on you. Okay. All right, bird is dumped, lid back on, get a temp. We're still right at about 300. We'll get it fired back up and come right back to you. Okay, we're just gonna light it back so that we don't lose too much heat. There we go. Our LoCo's back fired. And now we'll watch this bird for the next 40 minutes or so. Set a timer for 40 minutes and we'll be back with you. Okay, so it was just right shy of 40 minutes. We pulled it. Our internal temperature is good. We're going to take it inside and let it rest. All right, so there we have it. The turkey has been carved up. And it's all ready for a beautiful Black Friday dinner here at our home. I want to say special thanks to my wife, Lori Ann, for being my camera person this weekend. And I want to say to all of you, go out and go LoCo. Get a LoCo cooker. You'll be glad that you did. They're a great product. Special thanks to the LoCo Cooker Company for their help with this video and bringing the product to me. Really, really appreciate it. And until we do this again, I want to say happy holidays to each and every one of you. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your turkeys be fried. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.